Right, time to take a look at the front pages of some select national dailies. This morning is time for our newspaper review, and we're going to kick things off with a look at the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper for today, September 20th, 2024. And there's only one story to take a look at, and here it is. Maiduguri flood victims in dilemma after discharge from camps. Some say they were pushed out of the camps by the government. I wonder what that is all about. But here are some of the riders. Our houses inhabitable, and we need support. We will assist them to rebuild their homes, according to the Borno State government. So that is it on the front page of the Daily Trust newspaper for today. Let's take a look at the Punch newspaper up next. Here are some of the stories. Damagun, 4 governors back weakest support for PDP chair. You have the governor of Adamawa State, who recently posted on his social media his support for Damagun's leadership. The governor of Oyo State and Osun State have also voiced their support for him, despite the fact that Governor Bala Mohammed of Bauchi State, who happens to be the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum, came out to reaffirm the position of the forum on the movement of the party leadership back to the North Central. This was part of a meeting he had with a delegation of the National Working Committee this week. So more is unraveling within the PDP according to some of these developments. Dangote officials, refineries tackle marketers over imported PMS. Yes, more on that scandal continues to unfold. Edo polls, military mans state borders boundaries. EFCC goes after vote buyers. The elections is coming up this Saturday. Tomorrow we'll give you some live coverage of developments there. But as you can tell, the situation is quite tense in Edo amidst all the allegations and counter allegations from all the sides that will be taking part in the election. All right. So that is it for the front pages. Let's take a deep dive into some of the stories this morning, just to give you the backstory and of course give you some insight as to why the stories are being reported the way they have been reported. Join us at this hour to help analyze some of the stories is Nuruddin Abdullah, the editor, 21st Century Chronicles, who will be helping us navigate some of the stories this morning. Good morning to you, and thanks so much.
Good morning, nice to be here.
Yeah, let's start with the Maiduguri floods. Victims are in dilemma, they have been discharged. It's safe to say that the management of this incident is less than desirable. What is your viewpoint in regards to how the government is handling or mishandling this humanitarian crisis?
You see, the flood in Borno State capital, only underscore our lack of preparedness. You understand? And look at the Niamey every year or every day. Okay, there is going to be flood in so areas. But maybe what we don't do, or what Niamey don't tell us, is how. I just watched a director from the hydrological cycle just left. How what is the status, the health check as such of our dams? I think maybe apart from telling us that, okay, Cameroon are releasing water from the Lagdo Dam so that the riverine areas, Benue, just this morning I saw that maybe because of the Lagdo Dam releases, the road between Numan and Gombe has been cut up. Motorists stranded. Maybe apart from that, a health check on our dams. Look at what happened to Alao Dam in Maiduguri. And, what we do is fire brigade approach to most of these issues. Maybe even what happened in Maiduguri is better handled, so to say, compared to other states, because already the government here is used to managing its valley and what have you. Why maybe the people there are in dilemma, because the government in Borno don't want the issue of camps. They have been doing a lot in that aspect, taking people who were displaced by Boko Haram insurgency to their villages, to their towns, and what have you. So they don't want other super camps to remain permanent. I think maybe what they should do, they just announced how much they got yesterday. Maybe most of them are pledges. About
not
12,
been redeemed yet.
Exactly, at 12 billion. So maybe the donors should be able to redeem their pledges so that the government can try and do something. Yeah, the houses need to be decontaminated of all manner of pollutants, physical and otherwise, for the people to get back into and to start something. Farmlands we washed away, sources of drinking water polluted, and so on and so forth. So a lot needs to be done, particularly after this. Maybe that's the dilemma of the. If you go back home, that's it. Maybe the government will forget us. But when an IDP comes, NGOs, government, and what have you, it's okay, we are here, and they will come. At least they will have something to eat. So maybe it's a call for the government of Borno, to step up their.
Yeah. Do you worry that the scale of the solution is not enough to address the scale of the problem?
Apparently, like I tell you, we do fire brigade approach to most of these issues. The situation in Borno is even better because at least the governor has the experience in the last 5 years as governor, and maybe in the last 4 or even more years as commissioner in handling this humanitarian crisis. If it happened in other states, only God knows what will happen. You understand? While we know that he was there live, we saw him marching through flooded areas, reaching out to people and whatever. But it's a call. We should be more proactive. This thing should happen apart from maybe the Lagdo Dam issue. Other states should look at the health check of their dams. What will happen? You understand?
Yeah. I mean, do you take solace in what the hydrological agency is saying? Listen, while the Lado Dam is going to release water, it has been releasing water for the past few days. We have nothing to worry about. Are you comfortable with their assessment of?
Not really. I'm telling you, I just saw a video that the Numan,
the Savannah Lafayette,
Zali has been washed away. Motorists are stranded. If you look at even the status of the roads, even before this issue, it's nothing to write them about. And maybe, just like most of the state government from Benue, Kogi, and what if you are doing, or maybe they have their local emergency humanitarian agencies, what they call SEMA. Maybe they will be sharing blankets. The money has been budgeted, but more importantly, municipality authorities should step up their efforts. Most of these floods happen because the river banks have been taken over by human habitation. We built where we are not supposed to build. We build on canals. Some of them were clogged. And in most of the state capitals, for instance, if a disaster like this happens, where do you evacuate people to? In some of the state capitals, there are no such states. Primary schools that used to have football pitches have been taken over now. Government in all the municipality areas, are doing what they call carve out. All available plots have been built upon. So it's a serious situation.
Yeah, exactly. And you get a sense that we're not learning from our mistakes year on year.
Apparently, no.
Exactly.
Not yet.
Let's talk politics then. Damaguni is back in the news. The PDP governors are divided, apparently, about their support for him and what comes next. What do you make of the conundrum in PDP? It seems that their problems are multiplying week after week.
It's unfortunate, I think, not because it is PDP, but because, for every government, a strong opposition is needed to checkmate a ruling party. You understand? But the way the Damagum matter is being handled, I think, it's unfortunate, particularly for that an experienced former ruling party. They ruled for about 16 years, But it seems that they could not manage just 9 years now as opposition party, I'm just wondering, I'm puzzled how an individual will hold to the jugular of the party. An individual who, I'm not saying he is doing anti-party activities, but this thing never happened. So I think maybe what the governors are doing...
You're talking about Wike?
Yeah, apparently. I think maybe what the PDP governors are doing, they should salvage the party. It's for the overall good of Nigerians. The ruling APC needs a stronger opposition to hold them accountable. Look at it now. There are so many policies that people consider very harsh. You need a strong opposition political party, a strong labor union, a strong civil society organizations. If these three come, they can hold the government accountable. Yes, we are not saying that, but don't do this thing now. Don't put the cart before the horse. But apparently, the labor is in disarray since during the Buhari era. People are insulting Ajero and else. But I say, wait, when Buhari jacked up the price of petrol from 86 to about 140, the NLC under Waba came through to the streets. The Buhari people were insulting them. I saw it in Abuja here. And now why are you accusing NLC of inefficiency? So if the PDP is in disarray, it's not for the overall good of Nigerians. And the people now that can put they can end this aberration in the ruling and the opposition party, the PDP governors, they should take a decisive action. I'm surprised that even Plateau governor, the PDP, NWC, and the governors are saying that the North Central should complete its tenure. But the Plateau governor, who is from the North Central, has joined the march in the, the Wike. So, but the most important thing is this: what goes around this comes around. At the end of the day, what do we get from this? If, for instance, APC is able to swallow the opposition, it's not good for everybody, including them.
It's better for Nigeria that PDP remains viral, Labour Party remains viral. Right.
CSO, exactly. Right. So that, we'll checkmate all this.
Yeah. 1 minute before we wrap things up, the Dangote oil marketers fight is still on, because according to this story on the front page of the Punch newspaper, Dangote officials, refiners tackle marketers over imported PMS. We will also understand that some of the PMS imported is bad PMS. What do you make of this confusion? Because, despite the fact that Dangote is up and running, Nigerians have not had a chance to breathe so far.
Okay. I said it here long ago, that Dangote is not bringing a cheaper fuel. That's a fact. It's good we have a private refinery running. Nigerians will get jobs, federal government will get revenue. But cheaper petrol. So many factors are involved. What is your forex? Officially about 160,000, 1,600 to $1. You need to up your FDIs to make your local currency stronger. It's key. Look at it now. We said it. Dangote is not bringing cheaper. Apart from this story, the marketers now, only NNPC can buy from Dangote as of now, because they are buying from 896, selling to marketers at 750 or thereabout during the subsidy. So the most important thing now here is this: Nigerians, let's be realistic. Dangote is not yet to deliver cheaper for it. And all these politics of, the price of petrol is determined by market forces. Willing buyer, willing seller. If it is cheaper to import, why should I go to Lagos and buy it? If it is cheaper to get it from Barcelona or Brazil or Turkey. That's it. Okay.
Sometimes, the more you look, the less you see when it comes to this particular sector of the Nigerian economy. And it's just not making sense to a lot of Nigerians who really don't understand how complicated this particular development is. But I believe the next couple of weeks, perhaps when they start selling the crude in Naira in October, perhaps things may change. But until then, Nigerians have to still endure what this whole confusion has offered so far. We're going to have to leave it here for now. Malam Nuruddin Abdullah, thank you so much for joining the conversation.
Nice for having me.
I appreciate you for the analysis. This is, of course, the editor, 21st Century Chronicle. And that brings us to the end of today's edition of the program. Thank you most kindly for your time and company. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's edition will be, of course, extra, and we hope you will join us at 8 a.m. For now, my name is Abdullahi Ahmed. On behalf of myself and the rest of the team, thank you for watching the program. Stick around because 360 Sports is coming up at the top of the hour. Good morning.